For many, world records serve as the ultimate benchmark of achievements for the respective fields, and unsurprisingly, Team Fortress 2 is no different. Because TF2 is such a diverse game, the range of records is very expansive. There are of course the standard gameplay records like the most man vs machine tours and the most strange weapon kills, trading records like the most expensive trade ever made and the statistically rarest item, competitive records like the most tournament wins and the highest earnings, and even official speedruns done via the in-game tutorials and popular community-made maps. These are some of the most unbelievable TF2 records. Possibly the most in-depth and interesting facet of TF2 is its trading scene and economy. The 2010 Manconomy update changed the landscape of gaming forever, bringing about a new aspect of replayability in the form of microtransactions. But one aspect of these microtransactions that not many other games have adopted is an in-game economy. Almost all TF2 items are tradable and therefore have real-world value, and the prices of some items are astronomical. As of now, the most expensive hat in TF2 is a double-spelled, spellbound Crone's Dome with a glitch killstreaker on it, which sold on January 5th, 2024 for a multitude of items worth around 25,000 keys. Assuming key prices of around $1.80, this means that this single hat is worth over $45,000. As for why the hat is so expensive, there are a couple of reasons. First is a glitch killstreaker. For those unaware, killstreak kits can only be applied to weapons. However, around some time in 2015 there was a glitch that allowed players to obtain universal killstreak kits not tied to weapons. These could be applied onto any item, including hats, and because they are so rare, they go for hundreds of dollars per piece. The next reason is spells. Spells are cosmetic changes that can be applied to give items special Halloween themed effects. What's important about spells is they haven't been obtainable for over a decade now, so they are pretty rare. Finally, the biggest factor is the unusual effect. The Spellbound effect is part of a very exclusive club of old Halloween effects only able to be opened in old Halloween crates. And because these crates go for hundreds of dollars per crate, very few are ever unboxed these days. So combine these two factors and you get a $45,000 hat. But despite the ridiculous value of this hat, it doesn't come near the most expensive trade of all times in terms of pure value. The most expensive trade according to the pure value of items exchanged was about $52,800 worth of items. The trade in question was a monstrous exchange of 10 golden pans in return for a myriad of unusual bonk boys, some of which individually are worth thousands of keys. To put its value into perspective, that's more than the average price of a brand new Tesla Model 3, which in this case the unusual hats are probably a better investment. Now, all of those aforementioned items were expensive, but not necessarily the rarest. In order to find the rarest thing in Team Fortress 2, you need to look towards the Warpaint system. Not only can Warpaints be unusual, but they also can have differing wear levels and patterns too. The rarest of all of these Warpaints is a strange, unusual, battle-scarred white gem macaw masked Warpaint. While it may not look the best, the statistical rarity of it speaks for itself. In a video made by Zesty Jesus, he calculated the odds to be 1 in 16 quintillion, a number far less than the 1 in 100 viewers subscribed to my channel. Fortunately, this one can be increased by subscribing to my channel, no pressure though. So with the odds being this incomprehensibly low, it is safe to say that this is the absolute rarest item ever in TF2, and because the game never gets updated anymore, it is likely that it will stay this way forever. But for those who maybe can't get their hands on ridiculously expensive items, there is also collecting. Many TF2 traders out there are collectors, some of which of one singular item, and one player named Lucifer has dedicated their entire life to collecting vaccinators. As of now, Lucifer has over 215,000 vaccinators and counting, making her the record holder for the most of one single item owned by a TF2 player. She has a Google Doc that documents it all and the statistics are crazy. Of the 1.7 million unique quality vaccinators in the game, Lucifer owns 12% of them. She has 64 alt accounts with their TF2 backpacks maxed out, all of which dedicated to holding on to her thousands of vaccinators. Despite all of the vaccinators, of the 125 collector's quality vaccinators in the game, Lucifer only owns one of them, and it's easy to see why, as collector's quality items are ridiculously expensive. But some TF2 traders are insane enough to collect those collector's quality items items, and right now, a trader named Hack the Gibson currently has the most, with 130 collector's quality items at the moment. However, Hack the Gibson is currently selling off many of their collector's items, so this number is very likely to start dropping over time. In August of 2024, Gibson had 134 total collector's items, so while the number is slowly dropping, the record will probably stay in Gibson's hands for a while due to how prohibitively expensive collector's items are. But despite owning so many of these one-of-a-kind items, Gibson's backpack is far from the most valuable. Currently, the player with the most expensive backpack is the Nervous Pyro, who has a backpack valued at $253,000. There isn't really much to go over, they just have an ungodly amount of high tier unusuals and rare items, and if you're wondering, the person in first place doesn't count, as their backpack is filled with market manipulated items, the sole intent being to inflate the value of their backpack far beyond anyone else. In Team Fortress 2, there are 520 unlockable achievements that could be earned through gameplay, and while a good amount of them could probably be achieved with your eyes closed, there are plenty on the other end of the spectrum. Achievements that are so unbelievably hard that they have garnered a reputation within the community, but two in particular take the cake. The first of these is a Blockbuster achievement, which requires you to achieve 100,000 views on a TF2 replay you upload to YouTube. It is pretty self-explanatory why this achievement is extremely difficult to get. Getting 100,000 views on any video, let alone a singular TF2 clip, is a monumental task. A 5 figures number of hours of video are uploaded onto YouTube every day, so good luck trying to get a video created for one of the most saturated niches of all time to pop off. But there is a caveat to this in that the replay system hasn't been functional for about a decade now due to the dissolution of QuickTime and Valve's general lack of support for the system over the years. As for achievements that are actually possible, there is Metal Massacre. On paper, the achievement sounds simple, just kill 1 million robots, but then play a round of MvM and you will quickly realize why this achievement is so infamous. A while back, Wheezy did an in-depth look through this achievement and his calculations were insane. Assuming everything is played optimally, that being Hitman's Heatmaker Sniper with near perfect precision and an engineer pocket at all times, you could repeatedly play the Broken Parts mission, which would net you approximately 35 kills per minute. Do the math and it would take 477 hours of continuous gameplay at optimal conditions to reach 1 million, and considering that human error is always a factor, it would take the average person far longer to achieve this. Even players who have managed to crack the 1000 tour mark on a single account are yet to get this achievement, so it is pretty safe to say that out of every doable achievement in the game, this one is the hardest. And speaking of TF2 players with numerous MvM tours, there is Creamy Jr., who is sitting at just under 7,000 tours at the moment, the most of any player, and it seems like they are grinders. Even to this day, they are playing about 1 tour per day, so with Creamy being about 1900 tours ahead of second place, it is safe to say that the record will be theirs to keep for a long time. As most TF2 players are aware, all of the content currently made for the game comes from the player creations on the workshop. Since the inception of the workshop, Valve has utilized it in order to outsource content creation to the community, and for those who get their items into the game, they are awarded an item of self-made quality. Currently, the creator with the most self-made items is Neodamon, who currently has 286 self-made items as of now, but that is about all the attention they deserve, as Neo is part of a pretty closeted group of individuals known as the Emporium, who have done no shortage of reprehensible stuff in the community over the years. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to learn more about the deranged group that is holding the TF2 workshop hostage. On a lighter note, let's talk about some upstanding individuals who create nothing but amazing content for the Team Fortress 2 community. Of the millions of YouTube videos that exist on Team Fortress 2, the most viewed one is Rise of the Epic Scout by Crashmole, which currently sits at 96 million views. So yes, an unofficial fan creation is not only the most viewed TF2 video on all of YouTube, but it also has more views than any official material Valve has published. Excluding all official Valve material, the second place video is Scout's Cats by Dista, an absolute classic sitting at 45 million views, not even half of what Crashmole's video is at. Now, 96 million views is a staggering amount, so many people in the community likely know about Crashmole's video, but one thing that many players don't know about are the official speedruns done on TF2. Surprisingly, there does exist speedrun.com entries for TF2, all of which speedrun the in-game training modes. Currently, the fastest time a player has completed all 4 class training missions is in 9 minutes and 53 seconds by a French player named CM Flo. The niche tricks and mechanics used in a run are definitely impressive, but due to the obscurity of TF2 speedrunning, there is probably room for optimization, so maybe give it a shot if you want to be a TF2 record holder. And finally, are the records achieved in official TF2 esports? While TF2 isn't really as competitive as other shooter games out there, it still has a dedicated base of both players and viewers. Of the thousands of competitors, the highest earned is Banny, whose official earnings sit just shy of $30,000. So while not much compared to the other top pros of other esports, it's the love of the game that matters more than the money. And unsurprisingly, Banny's team Froyotech are the most accomplished team in TF2 history, by proxy having the most tournament winnings of any team. Due to the nature of TF2 not really being an esport or having any support from Valve whatsoever, it is likely that both of these records will stand forever. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see similar content, then like, subscribe, follow my socials, and check out the videos on your screen now.